Hello everyone. Today we're gonna check this app called Language Transfer. It's my first time trying it, so let's see what they have to offer. By the way, it's completely free, and it's very focused on audio content for what I have seen. So let's see. As you can see, you have the free courses here. So we have. Let's first navigate the whole website before we start doing one lesson. So here, basically, this is what you get when you come to the website. It's a really nice, and clean design, by the way. Okay, you have the different languages they offer. You have Turkish, Greek, German, Italian. This is the one we're gonna focus today on. Swahili, French, and English for people who speak Spanish. And also even like about music. Okay, and then here we have some extra information about the website. Basically, they say that it's free, but they people can donate in case they want to support the developers. What else? Let's see. Okay, that's it. Good. So let's go first to this area to see what they have to offer. I think this is basically just the main. Yeah, I guess it's probably the same. Let's see. So free courses. Let's see. Okay, so they have, yeah, but it's basically the same. We have French, Swahili, Italian, Greek, German, Turkish, Spanish, and English for people who speak Spanish. Music. Okay, so basically, they this is basically the whole course. Uh, is basically a series of audio files that I think you can download. Yes, completely free again. Some of them they say like introduction to the language. Some other they say like complete Spanish, complete Italian, complete. I don't know Italian actually. Let me see Italian. I think Italian is just introduction. Let me see. Complete German. Yes, introduction. So it's not complete. Okay, but I'm guessing still they have a lot of content. Yeah, still a lot. So I haven't tried it, but I kind of heard a small section of the first lesson. So we will check later. Let's see here. Here, yes. Okay, but before that, let's keep exploring. Just for now. You have about. Oh, let's see. Okay, but online material. They often become very curious about. Okay, you can pause here, so you can just read. We have some a video about the website, some testimonials, I guess, and yeah, okay, some interviews, and basically just basic information about people who is behind the website, and how they started the whole thing. Good. Then you have here a way to support, I guess. Let's see, yep, for donations. Good. And then thinking method platform. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have seen. That basically they have like this method that they want to make you think in the language instead of just translating and memorizing stuff, which is great. Also, is basically the same approach thinking Italian follows. So let's see. Okay, this one, but didn't go. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is something different, I guess. Something in progress. It's not yet. Okay. Oh, okay. It's with teachers who want to learn to write thinking method style courses. Okay, nice. So teachers basically are gonna be able to teachers who want to follow this approach. They can basically create their own material for people to use. Okay, good. Okay, now let's go back to the home page. Let me see. Here it is. Home page. And let's try one course. Let's go to Introduction to Italian. Where is it? Look on this one. Where is it? Here. Oh, let's click. Yes. Okay, good. So basically, this is the whole thing. For what I can see, there are no exercises. There are no no reading material, nothing of that. Basically, it's just audio files, and I think in the first one they explain actually how this works. So let's it's very short, it's 5 minutes. So let's listen to one, and then you can get a feeling. Basically, yeah, a feeling of how they do things. So let's see. Yep, let's click it.
Hello and welcome to Introduction to Italian, or maybe by the time you're listening to this, Complete Italian. This is Language Transfer's 7th audio course and has been voted for by Language Transfer users.
Okay, that's very important what he said. That basically, like, for what I can understand, they basically are gonna keep updating this course, which is great. So let's continue.
In this course, we're going to do something very natural and we're going to learn in the same way that you've been built to learn, through thinking. But it will contrast starkly to other experiences you may have had of learning or of language learning particularly. For example, we won't be using any tools but our own minds, and we won't be memorizing anything. Half of our job here is to teach you Italian. The other half is to help make you a better language learner and a better learner generally, to help you be more conscious of your thinking processes, to increase your consciousness of language. Forget the idea that learning is stressful or even formal. Here, in this course, we're just going to have a chat. In this chat, I will explain to you some things about how Italian works, and then I will ask you to build sentences out loud based on what I explained. The recordings take place with volunteer students. You will pause the audio before they respond and say out loud your own answer, which you thought through. The answer or the sentence is not the most important bit. It's 100% the thinking process. It's the thinking process that will install Italian in your mind. So take your time, think slowly to learn quickly. Don't try to actively memorize or hold on to any of the information we see. Of course, you need to remember what we learned, but not through active memorization. Active memorization is the most inefficient way of remembering. Just relax, listen, and make sure you understand the explanations that I'm giving. If you get something wrong, that's fine. As long as you can work out why it's wrong, you're good to continue on. Also, we'll constantly recap what we've seen as we go along. We'll constantly pull things back up to relate them to something else, so don't worry about holding on to anything. All you need to do is think about the task at hand. Don't worry about forgetting words here and there. Many tips are built in throughout the course on how to find what you think you have forgotten. Take these paths in your own mind, at your own pace, never rushing yourself, and always giving yourself the time you need to think things through. Focus on your thinking process, and you'll see that the content will be picked up along the way. I will have to...
Okay, this is okay. Basically, yeah, it makes sense. Basically, they're telling you that try not to get obsessed with translations and to taking notes, trying to understand everything. It's not very productive to do that, right? And it's true. It's totally true. Basically, their approach is basically just to listen, try to understand what they're saying. You're gonna make mistakes. That's totally normal, and then just try to keep going. That's it. It makes sense. It's good. I mean, it's a good way to approach language learning. Until now, I'm liking it. So let's keep going.
This many times with the volunteer students, so you will get plenty of reminders. And don't write anything. I know this is tempting, but the structure we create in our minds is not very easy to reproduce on paper. You will find it very unhelpful if you write during the course time. Everything will seem simpler, but you won't come away with Italian in your mind as when you simply and exclusively rely on your own thoughts. We want to do this mental work to carry Italian around with us in our minds, not on a piece of paper. The piece of paper would act something like an external brain cell, and we don't want any of those with language learning. Do as much as you feel excited about doing, then take a break. Don't force yourself, don't push yourself. The tired mind makes careless mistakes and shortcuts. If you feel yourself drifting away, that's okay. Take a break and come back later. You will see your concentration span increasing as you continue on the course. The most important thing that I can tell you is not to just listen and follow the audio. If you do that, you will feel like you're learning because you will be understanding what's happening.
Okay, basically this is just the trying to introduce you to the whole technique they use. Basically, yes, it's more of the same. Just making sure that you don't get burned. That you basically just try your best, try to understand, and just keep practicing.
Behind language transfer or any fixed theme.
Okay, from now on. Let's go to the next one just to see how they actually do the lessons now. This is the first one. This next one here, number number two.
Italian,
They're all short, basically. Right? This is also 6 minutes. Just keep going.
Portuguese, French, Romanian, and many more languages can all be described as dialects of Latin. And because we speak English, we already half speak Latin. English is like half built of Latin. So we can hack this Latin side of English. We can access all of this Latin and just turn that straight into Italian. So we can identify some Latin words in English by the way they look. So for example, words ending AL, most of the time they're from Latin. So for example, normal, general, legal. And we can make these words Italian just by adding an E on the end of them. Now, Italian words tend to end in vowels. You'll notice this. And you can even hear this in Italian accents in English, no? You might hear them saying, turn it off, or I have a lot. So this is a phonetic habit of Italian. You will even hear it in the English accent. So we will add an E onto these words. So to get normal in Italian, we will say normale.
Normale.
Good. So we have the accent on the second last syllable, no? On the A, normale. And the vowels, we're pronouncing them clearly, not like English when we say normal. We have that sound, you know? So we have the O giving us an O sound, like in orange, and the A is pronounced A.
Okay, so basically he spends a lot of time explaining and giving you like an introduction to the language, origins, roots. Okay, good. He has a student with him too. So basically, he's supposed to be a beginner.
How would you say general in Italian?
Generale? Generale?
Generale. Good. Legal. So the E in Italian is going to be more like elephant. So how would you say legal?
Legale.
So think of the of elephant and import that over. Do it slowly.
Legale.
Legale. Good. Okay, so we have the E, which is like the in elephant. And this is the same.
Yeah, I like that he doesn't give her the answer. He basically he's telling her like, okay, imagine this. Try to put this rule into this phrase now, without telling her the actual answer. That is great because it actually makes you think, and then the next time you encounter something similar, then you will remember. Okay, last time I fixed this by doing this, so I guess I can apply that to this problem now, which is great. Let's continue.
We're adding on to the end of the words, no? Normale, generale, legale. Illegal. If we think about how it's written, we have an I and then an E. But they are both making the same sound in English, illegal. But this won't happen in Italian. So the I there is like the sound in ink, and the E like in elephant. So how would you say illegal?
Illegale.
Very good. Illegale. And you pronounce both L's as well. Illegale.
Illegale.
Very good. Global.
Globale.
Globale. Good. And plural. And the U is like U.
Because basically it's not a conversation, but it's him explaining, and basically by having the student there, he can basically you can basically do like some kind of role play. You imagine that you are the student, and you can also try to reply to what the instructor is actually asking. So I guess it's a nice way to do it. Some people, I was reading some reviews. Some people were saying that they were skeptical about the actual level of the students, because some people were saying that I don't think that the student is supposed to be a beginner, but I don't think so because the student was answering all the questions correctly without mistakes, stuff like that. I don't think so in this case. Actually, it seems to me like the person who is with him, with the instructor, is actually a learner. Yeah, I think she's trying to say the words and trying to follow the instructions. So, and also, even if the person is not actually a beginner, at least for me, this is my opinion, it doesn't really matter for me. I mean, because at the end, it's me. I am the one who's gonna try to repeat, right? So if the other person who is supposed to be the student is telling the answers correctly most of the time, that's okay. I mean, I can, in my case, what I can do, what I usually do is like I pause the audio when he's asking a question. I try to say it right, and then I see if the other person also says the word the same way I did it, right? So for me, it's not a big deal if the student in this audio is not a beginner. It can be a person with some knowledge of the language. That's okay. It does for me at least. It doesn't make it a problem, an issue. So I guess some people they found that a problem, but I don't know. For my case, it's not. Let's continue.
Valens.
Ah, sorry. I meant the word plural.
Oh.
And the U is like U.
Plurale.
Plurale. Good. And there we see the vowels in Italian are much more consistent than in English. Now, in English, the pronunciation can be quite random, as we saw with illegal. We have an I and we have an E, and they sound the same. But Italian is going to be much more faithful to how it's written. The word for is, or he is, she is, it is, all of that is e.
E.
Now, this e is pronounced a little bit smiley. So make a smile, and with an open mouth, make e. And there you will get the sound. Smile. An open mouth, eh.
E.
A little like the eh on yeah, like when you say yeah, but it also stops quite sharply. Eh.
E.
So this means is or it is, he is, she is, all of that.
E.
So how would you say it is global?
E. Globale.
Eh, globale. Good.
You see what I say? Even I think it's even thought that it's always giving you a little pause before the student answers. I'm sure that's because they expect you to try to say it also, right? Even if, you can make mistakes also. I noticed that she also made mistakes, the student. So for me, I think she's a beginner, which it's okay because that she's supposed to be learning, right? It's great. But even if she wasn't, it doesn't make a difference for me. I'm the one who's trying to repeat the words, right? I'm the one who's trying to learn. So for me, it's just a way to corroborate my mistakes. Also, if she made mistakes, then okay, I figure out. Okay, maybe I also made the same mistake, or I said it the same way she did it. So it's okay. It's just a way for me to confirm the answers, right? Or to compare also. But let's continue a little more.
It is normal.
È normale.
È normale. And I mentioned that this can mean is, or it is, he is, she is. So this same sentence could mean.
Yeah, I think we can stop for now. Basically, this is the main thing. This is the core lesson. Basically, is the instructor speaking to a student, trying to explain different topics, pronunciations, how to say different endings, try to make the person think about how to say those words based on the rules he just provided. I think it's a great way to do it. I think it's a very efficient way to learn, right? To make you think, not just memorizing. Okay, all the nouns have this ending, plurals have this ending. No, basically, in this case, what he's doing is like, okay, he's telling you the rules, yes, but then he immediately after he tells you the rule, he's telling you to think and apply that rule, right, to a word he's asking you to say, without giving you the answer, which is great for me. So yeah, and we have to consider also it's a free service, and I think for a free service, this is a really effective way to start learning a language. I think it's very efficient. It could be very efficient. I don't know if it's going to be enough to be fluent, but for example, there are other services that they have a similar approach to this one, that is trying always to make you think, not just to memorize, not just to translate stuff. They try to make you like think about ways to speak in Italian, but the thing is that they also offer you a way to practice, right? This one is just the audio files, which are great to review and to start learning, but you always need a way to practice. And in this case, if you want that way to practice, you basically have to find it somewhere else, right? This is just basically these are the basics they're giving you here. You can practice with this. You can learn a lot with this, but you always gonna need a way to practice, especially speaking. That's the thing. All these reviews I'm doing are basically to find apps that help you improve your speaking skills. So in this case, I think this app is really useful. I think it can be a really useful tool for learners, but the only way you can achieve fluency is gonna be by practicing. For that, you can have a teacher, you can have a tutor, you can use AI, you can many different tools you can use nowadays to practice and to improve your speaking. So the thing, I would use this app, but I would definitely find a way to practice also speaking, because there's no point on knowing how to say words, or on having all these resources they have here, or this content, but if you don't apply this, then there's no point, right? So I would complement this with other tools, right? That's for sure. Besides that, I think we covered most of it. Basically, this is the whole lesson, the whole course, I would say. Yep, they don't have exercises, they don't have activities. It's just this, which I mean, it's really straightforward. It's great, but as I said, if you wanna achieve fluency, if you wanna get to a point where you are fluent in a language, the thing you have to do is to practice and to speak. That's for sure. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next one. Goodbye.